Hello and welcome to another episode of Lexx Education, the Halloweeny comedy podcast where comedian me.
Right, you went from Ghost to Dracula to, and then the avocado exploded.
Yeah, I was just doing
all the way through to
stuff.
Borat.
Yeah.
My podcast.
This is my new voice reel. Please reach out to my agent at Soho Voices if you like my voice and want me to use any of them for anything.
Can I give you a note?
No. That's a callback to 2 weeks ago. No notes. Maki's laid down, look. Look at her. Oh, she's so beautiful. Did you notice how much attention she got at the market this morning?
Yeah, because she kept on running in front of people.
She is skittish. She was so scared of that hat that was a tortoise.
That was a wooden tortoise.
No, it was a hat spray painted with a thing on the front.
It wasn't a hat.
Yes, it was. It was,
It was a
yeah.
wooden
No, it
tortoise.
wasn't. If you looked at it, it was like a policeman's hat that he'd attached stuff to make it look like a tortoise.
It was a wooden tortoise
No, it
shell.
wasn't. It was a hat that had been spray painted tortoisey. I promise you, it was like a sort of...
Fucking insane. He was wearing a hat. He had white guy dreads.
He wasn't wearing a hat.
That man was wearing a
It
hat.
had like a silk thing.
He was wearing a
Ron,
hat.
it wasn't a wooden tortoise thing. It was a hat spray painted.
It had legs.
Yeah, attached to the hat. I'm not saying it wasn't a tortoise, but the shell of the tortoise was made from a hat.
I don't think that's true.
That is true.
Anyway.
Anyway, it scared Maki. Lots of people were standing around laughing at her for being scared of it.
Yeah.
How do you think he made it?
From a wooden tortoise. I think it was a wooden tortoise puppet.
What do you mean a wooden tortoise?
Sorry, from wood. I think it was made from wood. And no shade on that guy, but someone more skillful than him.
You think it was carved?
Yes.
It wasn't. I'll
I
tell you
think
that
it
for
was
free.
Carved from wood.
It
Hewn from wood.
No, it was a spray-painted hat. Anyway, hello and welcome to our Halloween episode. One of two Halloween episodes.
My Halloween.
Well, that was deep south. That was none of the things I was doing. Welcome to my Halloween episode. One of two
Ooh, what spooky gremlin is that creeping on the podcast?
Yes, it's one of two Halloween episodes if you're a patron. So join the Patreon if you enjoy this episode and you also want to hear our live
Maki.
show about werewolves. You all right, Miss Princess? Yeah.
I really hate what
podcast.
she's done to this spinach.
Put it in the bin instead of just flicking it onto the floor.
She's really just gummed it into quite tough balls.
Oh, spinach is horrible to eat when you're a human, let alone a dog.
Spinach is nice.
Not to chew. It makes your teeth feel like chalk. I hate chewing spinach. I only swallow spinach whole. I will not chew it. Makes my teeth feel like they're all like... Ew, ew, ew.
You need to rinse your spinach.
Oh, I knew your fucking answer would be water.
Maki.
Anyway.
You can't have Maki doing this the whole
Well, what do you
episode.
want me to do with it? If I put her on that side of the door, she's just going to scratch to get in.
I don't know if she is.
I think she is. Trust me, I've met her.
Come on, there's your way. She's just off.
Okay, I'm going to start a timer for how long it takes her to come back and scratch.
We need to give like an estimate if you're going to start a timer.
Today, though, it's not...
How long?
Well, I don't know.
You can't just start a timer
It'll
and then
be
be like, see, look, it was 5 minutes.
It'll be under 2 minutes. It's not werewolves today. We are looking at another spooky creature.
Maybe the spookiest real thing that you run into on an almost daily basis?
I actually don't mind them.
But, like, they're classically
Yes,
Halloween-y.
classically Halloween.
Yeah.
Are they the only... No, bats.
Bats.
I'd say bats are more Halloween-y.
Yes, but you don't run into those every day.
No, I do love it when I do, though.
I love a bat.
I love bats.
Do you remember when Girlfriend of the Podcast came for Christmas?
I thought you said governor of the podcast then. Who do you think the governor of the podcast
You can be
is?
governor and I can be mayor.
Oh, yeah, okay.
But do you remember when Girlfriend of the Podcast came for Christmas for the first time? She got attacked by that bat.
I forgot about that.
That's
That was mad, wasn't it? We'd all gone to bed, and then she was in the bathroom getting ready, and then she just started like screaming and wailing, and a bat had got in the house.
Yeah, and
And
I
it was-
just saw it like chased one way down the landing and then chased back the other way. It kept flying right at her face.
Man, you forget what it's like living in the country. I was sleeping in that end bedroom at the house of Mum and Dad this week, and it's just full of wasps all the time.
Yeah, last time I was there was just like, I thought the house was collapsing.
Yeah.
It was just making this noise.
It was
And then I went
wasps.
downstairs and it was just like, Dad, what's that noise? It just went, oh yeah, that's the wasps.
Yeah, but now they've put stuff in to get rid of the wasps, but dead wasps keep making their way into the room. So you just constantly keep finding dying wasps wandering around.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a lot.
Now, wasps could be appropriated for Halloween. A spooky wasp.
I don't know, is the yellow unspooky? Yellow's not very Halloween, is it?
No.
You're
think if
looking
they
at
were black
purple,
and white?
greens, oranges, blacks, whites.
Yeah.
That's your Halloween palette. Oh, it's been over 2 minutes. She's not back. Wow. She's really changed.
Yeah, but they're one of the more evil real creatures.
Oh, yeah. Hornets. I'd put slugs in.
Slugs, yeah. I think we've talked about this before, but I think my worst nightmare is that bit in Harry Potter where Ron vomits slugs.
Oh, horrible.
I can't think of a physical sensation and like other than like extreme pain. That would be worse than that.
It's funny because slugs and toads are also quite witchy, like cats. But I feel like black cats turn up in Halloween stuff, but slugs and toads not so much.
I guess because cats are quite aesthetic, so if you'd just be a bit weird to just
Have a slug designs.
decoration, yeah.
But you could have cool like slug snail trails, you know?
It's fine. It's not her.
No, you'd know if it was her. It'd be like.
Yeah, be that noise that was going on in the background of the podcast for ages.
I bet she's lying on the back of your sofa.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're looking at spiders today. You've looked at
Spiders.
actual spiders,
Yeah.
and I've looked at spiders in folklore.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Should
And
we-
I don't mean a false set of nails.
Nice. How long have you been thinking of that?
It came to me just at the time because I think I said folklore, kind of funny. I was really pleased with myself last night at a gig. I was on tour and I was talking to a couple in the front row and they were very they were chatting away, and then she went, "We've got 11 grandchildren between us," and I went, "Well, they're very small, I can't see them." It was a very good comedy moment for me.
Nice. It was like me at the market when you said the person running that bakery store was Mum's friend's daughter.
Yes, and you said she's unattractive because it was a man.
Yeah,
And we subscribe to normal gender appearances.
we do.
We're terrible people. Okay, Ron, do you want to start or shall I start?
You don't have that much, do you?
Well, I don't know.
Shall I go and you pepper this time?
Yeah, I've got a page and a half.
Okay. Well, I've got. Yeah. All right. I've got about the same, but I think there's going to have to be things in mine that we explain. So, oh no, I've got 3 pages. Wow.
Whereas mine's just a bit more like, oh.
Yeah. Laura, how many species of spider do you think there are?
Oh, I think there's thousands, probably.
How many?
8,200.
45,000
Whoa.
species. Extant species.
That's just the extant ones.
That's just the extant ones.
Does that mean currently alive? Is that the opposite of extinct?
Yeah, good word, right? Extant.
Yeah. It's actually horrible. I don't like that at all. Extant.
Extant.
It makes your mouth too small.
They fall into just shy of 4,000 genuses.
That word is like triangle shaped. Extant.
Okay. So 45,000 species have been described. They think that there may be as many as 120,000 species around the world, though, because we're always finding new ones.
Yeah.
How old do you think spiders are?
At least 2,000 years old.
Segue.
Because, yes, there is evidence of Native American tribes depicting spiders going back at least 2,000 years. How about that, Ron?
Is that it?
No, there's more, but I just thought I'll put that fact in. Peppering.
Okay.
Pepper, just one quick of the grinder, but
we're going to come back to Native Americans?
Yeah.
Okay. Isn't, there's an African spider trickster god, isn't there? Yeah. Ananse spider.
Yeah.
We'll go back to that.
Yeah. Interestingly, Ananse and some of the...
Skunk Ananse, that's a band.
Yes. And Ananse Boys by Neil Gaiman is about the trickster god. So yeah, in Ghanaian folklore, Ananse is the trickster spider, and then Ananse stories kind of evolved. There were so many about Ananse, and I think in one of the fables he's given Lord of Storytelling as a title. So Ananse stories just came to mean all fables and mythology. But because of the Atlantic slave trade and how many Africans were moved to the US, the sort of mythology of Ananse and some Native American, there was like a trickster spider. There's a lot of spiders in mythology there too. So some of it blended and got shared and moved about, which was quite interesting. And Ananse was a very popular myth to be sort of told amongst enslaved communities because he was a trickster and because he often got one up on his master. So it was like a popular one to talk about.
That's cool. Good pepper.
Seasoned.
What makes a spider, Laura?
8 legs, lays eggs.
Scorpions do both of those things.
Hairy body.
I have that.
Yeah, but you haven't got 8 legs too.
I'm saying no.
Oh, okay.
That's not it.
2 bulby bits, like an abdomen and a bum.
No, scorpions have that as well. Don't say bum.
12 eyes.
They don't have 12
Fangs.
eyes. They have 8 eyes, so do other things.
Yeah, but like loads of things have ears. Or lay eggs, but birds, it's still a fundamental feature of birds.
Yeah, that doesn't define a spider.
No, but what? I don't understand the question then.
They have book lungs.
What the hell is a book lung?
Let's find out, shall we?
Why didn't you find that out?
Well, I'm supposed to... I don't know what you're going to ask about. You might have been like, hey, book lung, all right.
you thought there was a world where I'd just be like, yeah, I know all about book lungs.
Yeah. Well, no, sorry. Let me wind that back. Not that you'd know all about them, but that you wouldn't follow up.
Yeah, but you really laid this out as the pinnacle of that bit, you know? We can't do a 2-minute bit to book lungs. They have book lungs, and then both of us just go, look over there.
But equally, I didn't know I was going to do that. I didn't think to myself, I'll really build it up to book lungs.
Oh.
A book lung is a type of respiration organ used for atmospheric gas exchange that is present in many arachnids such as scorpions. What the fuck? Such as scorpions and spiders?
Ah, it's not a defining feature then.
No. But they're called book lungs because they've got, like, you know how we've got alveoli, which are kind of the shape of a bunch of grapes?
Yes.
Theirs is like, they've got like thin flaps in there, like the pages of a book. And then that'll honk honk.
Honk honker.
Yeah.
Boo Klung sounds like a Futurama character.
Boo Klung. Does it?
Yeah. We're going to the planet of Boo Klung today. That's that old man.
I'd wager it's been 15 years since you watched any Futurama.
Yeah, I never liked Futurama very much.
No.
It was a poor man's Simpsons. You'd watch it if it was on, but I would never seek it out.
I think, yeah. Well, I've got a friend that loves it. It might be his favourite TV show.
Who's that?
Ross.
It's that bag of wine.
Bag of wine.
Yeah. He's a wrong in though, isn't he?
He is a bit of a wrong un. Many spiders are arachnids. a lot of their body, including book lungs, apparently.
Do you know why they're called arachnids? It comes from the Greek goddess Arachne.
Oh.
So she was the daughter of a wool dyer. Dyed lots of wool.
A goddess.
Hang on. Arachne was the daughter of a wool dyer, and she was like, I'm the best weaver in the fucking
Related
universe.
to Danny?
Yes.
Owl dyer.
Ow! Werewolf. Yeah. Danny Dyer's werewolf cousin. His daughter, Arachne, she was like, I'm so good at weaving. No one has ever weaved like I can weave. And so she's like, I'm going to challenge the goddess Athena to a weaving contest. Athena was a pretty good weaver. Athena says yes, and then she like does this weaving of this awesome design of her kicking Poseidon's ass and getting the, whatever you call it, the patronage of Athens. And then Arachne basically weaves like a big burn book of all the times the Greek gods cheated on each other. And so it's a fucking awesome weaving, but it's basically just a big whiteboard of couples with lines drawn across and probably some explicit graphics. And Athena is very angry. She does admit your weaving is top notch, but also incredibly rude, we're gods and goddesses. So she smashes up Arachne's loom, curses her to live with extreme guilt forever and ever. And there's no sertraline back then, so there's nothing she can do. And then Arachne kills herself because she feels so bad. And then Athena's like, dude, I just wanted you to live forever feeling sad, not kill yourself. So she brings Arachne back to life as a spider, as a sort of compromise.
I really thought that was going to be like the origin of spiders.
No, weaving. Spiders and weaving and women always seem to go together in these folklore
because they make webs. But I really thought you were going to be like, and that's where spiders came from. But no, she was just brought back as a spider.
Yeah,
Wow.
and that's why they're called arachnids.
Yeah.
Maybe she was the first spider. I don't know. Gods were ages ago, weren't
They were
they?
always watching Friends over there.
They love Friends.
Yeah, they were watching a salmon skin roll episode the other day while I was doing the washing up.
That looks like the bar. Was that their kitchen or the bathroom? They put the light on there though.
Right across there, that's the
Yeah.
living room.
No, that window.
Well, yeah, we're
there, it's
looking
a
at
bit
different
misted.
ones. I don't know. Kitchen's over there.
Oh, it must be a bathroom then.
Yeah, but I was looking at this one.
Can you see their TV?
Yeah, I don't look in the bathroom.
You do? 4 of them went for a shit the other day.
That was a different house.
Oh.
I look in that bathroom. I did when I lived there. Anyway, spiders have lots of characteristics shared with other arachnids, including their 2 sections of the body, which are called tagmata. 8
The
legs.
opposite of stigmata, because they're full and don't have holes in them.
From all of the horseback flips...
I wish we had more sweets. I don't want to eat Child of the Podcast's pink flapjack. Thank
Try
you.
it.
No.
Mackie's going to eat that. Mackie's going to shit herself to death in your car.
Child of the Podcast really made me laugh earlier. She was going through your washing machine and she took out a dirty dishcloth and went, this is disgusting. And then put it back in. I wish you'd let me buy 2 treats. Why did we tell each other that we only wanted 1?
I don't know.
We didn't only want 1. We wanted 2.
Yeah,
I like that brownie with stroop waffles baked into it, though.
I liked that brookie. Anyway, they've got the 2
Oh, I
tagmata.
bought you some grapes. Did you eat them?
I've eaten some.
Okay.
But
Don't let
no,
Maki eat any.
We're podcast professionals
Yeah.
now.
Okay. Are we now, though?
Not Halloween, I guess. But I'm not going to eat grapes.
Okay.
One time, when I was a kid, sister of the podcast, Megan, peeled a grape and told me that her eye had fallen out, and I believed it and cried.
You cried a lot.
I was a wet child. Yeah.
Yeah.
I cry a lot now.
Well, that's good, though.
Yeah. So let's not bully me as a kid.
Yeah, I will bully you as a kid. Because
No.
you have nothing to cry about, mate.
I
Not like
did.
now, your shit life.
Anyway, they've got 2 tagmata. They've got 8 jointed legs, no wings or antennae. They have the presence of
Well, I don't have wings or antenna.
Chelicerae. That's how I'm going to say that.
Okay.
That's the, picture a spider's mouth.
Yeah?
They've got these two, like...
Yeah.
Like,
Mandibles.
kind of like a... No, they're called Chelicerae.
Sabres.
Chelicerae.
Yeah.
They're kind of like a walrus moustache.
Moustache teeth. Teeth.
Fans of Lord of the Rings. Shelob. Yeah, Shelob. You see those slack together really grossly in the scene where that is... Fun fact, I believe that's at the beginning of the third film, but it's actually at the end of the second book, or maybe the other way round.
I think Shelob is based on the New Zealand tunnel web spider.
In the film?
In the films, yeah. That's what Peter Jackson based
Peter Jackson's from New Zealand.
Yeah, and it was filmed a lot in New Zealand.
Yeah, largely
And
was.
I think that's what they based Shelob
Filming
in.
that seemed like the best time.
Oh, yeah. I used to love that documentary about the workshop, where they made all the props and stuff.
Yeah, I used to have several books on all of that.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, it was great.
What was it called? The workshop. It was called something cool, wasn't it? I can't remember. Our listeners will know.
Yeah. The sound's still good. Yeah.
I think so. Why?
I messed with the gain when we put Maki up to the mic.
Oh. This is going to be a fun edit.
And then they have pedipalps. That's the tiny little legs.
Oh,
that like
pedipalps.
Pedipalps.
That just sort of finger the food into their mouth.
Yeah. They have simple eyes, not like compound eyes like what a fly has.
Is that why they have to have so many?
Probs, yeah.
Yeah.
And an exoskeleton that they periodically shed, which I don't think I'd never really thought about before.
No. I guess sometimes, though, you do find, like, empty spider
husk of a
husks.
spider, yeah.
It's not skin, though, it's bones. They've shut their curtains, Ron. They might be listening.
Open your curtains.
I like your ficus.
It's a good ficus, isn't it?
It wasn't you. Ron was watching shit.
That was someone else. Anyway, they have several adaptations which distinguish them from other arachnids. This is the important bit. Ignore that book-long bullshit. Can you think of what makes them different to the other arachnids?
What are other arachnids?
Scorpions.
Is it that they weave silk out of their buttocks?
Silks are big and yes.
They're often sexy spiders, aren't they? Like in James and the Giant Peach and Bug's Life, the spider's quite sexy.
Is that on purpose? Or are you just... Oh, there was the Black Widow thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
The woman leading in...
Sexy lady spider, slinking around, spitting silk out her asshole.
So here's some other types of arachnids. Spiders, scorpions, mites.
Oh.
Daddy Longlegs is an arachnid, apparently. But then they've got wings, which is... Was that ruled out in the bit that I said before?
Did you know mites are always found on the floor, whereas tights are always found on the ceiling? And that's because mites might one day reach the ceiling with tights, have to hold on tight so they don't fall off.
Very good. Whip scorpions, micro whip scorpions, wind scorpions, whip spiders, and pseudo scorpions. Well, all the other types of arachnids.
Do you know what you have to put on if you get stung by one of them?
Pseudo
Creme. Yeah.
Arachnids are terrestrial predators. Anyway, yes, silk. Most spiders possess venom, but not all.
Oh.
More on that later. They use that in their hunting when they use it. Or defensively. Male spiders have specialised pedipalps that are used to transfer sperm. So they finger their lovers to impregnate them. They jizz on their hand and finger their lovers.
Lovely.
With a special cum hand.
Well, if any, that's kind of what a dick is.
A specialised cum hand.
A specialised cum hand. A cum arm.
Well, it's not a... Yeah, it's not
It's a specialised cum arm.
But they've got 2 fingers.
It's a cum thumb.
It's a cum thumb.
Yeah, from now on in Lexx Education law, penises are called cum thumbs. Because they do have that scooping bit, don't they, for getting out other jizz?
Yeah, the squeegee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the cum thumb, man. There was a mythological spider in Japanese culture that is called the prostitute spider.
Oh, yeah, why?
Yeah. This is the only, like, vaguely negative spider I could find in folklore. The horogumu, I'm not sure how you pronounce that, I've done my best there. So it's a spider that was portrayed as being able to transform into a seductive woman.
Oh.
Sometimes she tries to seduce and sort of get samurai off the track, like, come to me. And sometimes she saves people from drowning. So kind of mixed bag there. And I really enjoyed, her name refers to a golden orb spider, which is a real species, the Trichonephila clavata.
Golden orb, yeah, people all know what that is.
Translates to blinding bride or whore spider, which is very much the night before and the night after, isn't it?
I was reading about golden orb spiders earlier because one of the bits that I wanted to sort of talk about was like what the biggest spider ever was. So I wanted to look for like some crazy spider from history that was massive, because I had heard before about a type of spider that existed at one point and it was like a metre long and as big as a cat, but it turns out that was actually misclassified when it was found, and was actually a type of sea scorpion, which is different.
That's basically a spider, though, isn't it?
Well, it's a chelerite.
I remember as a kid...
Chelicerate, but it's not a spider. Does not link silk.
I had the Guinness Book of Records, 1997 or 1998. I can't remember. Had a big holographic front cover. And one of the pages in that was a spider the size of a dinner plate.
That's the Goliath bird-eating tarantula.
Yeah, and I used to look at that page a lot.
That is the biggest spider that's ever lived.
Yeah, it was in my Guinness Book of Records, and it was a great page. I loved that bit, the big things. That was like, there was so much in that book, and a lot of it went over my head as a 10-year-old, but the big things page was great.
Yeah, biggest spider that's ever lived. So the Goliath bird-eating spider, that's the biggest spider ever by weight. I'm going to tell you the weight. It doesn't sound that impressive. It's 175 grams.
Okay.
But for a spider, that's a lot. However, it's not the biggest spider by span. The Pinkfoot Goliath is the widest across.
Are we talking leg span?
Yeah, like how much...
It was 1997. Does this ring bells, this cover?
Yeah.
Yeah, do you remember that being around? What a book.
13 inches or 33 centimetres across.
Yeah, that's big.
Yeah. But those both exist now. We're living through the age of the biggest spiders ever.
Yeah. It's funny how spiders are so, like, such a, like, oh, I'm scared of spiders. In all the mythology I've found, they've always been very positive with humans. Like, there's not much of, like, spiders being evil, tricksters or, like, women they've been associated with. But it's funny that now most people hate them.
I guess back in day, you used to be so surrounded by creepy crawlies.
Yeah.
I mean, you just didn't mind as much.
So there was a cool bit that I found there's a lot in like North American and Central American and sort of some South American cultures about spiders. And obviously a lot of those Central American civilizations have left quite a lot that you can have a look at, you know.
Yeah.
So there was a thing in Pueblo pottery. There's a pottery bowl that dates back to the 1300s that has a spider painted on the inside. And then it's really interesting, this one, because there's a break in the painted line that encircles the spider. And then I was looking at like other weaving and baskets. So in the Pomo and Hooper Indians from California, when they weave basket shapes, they often have circular shapes in them, but there's always a gap in there, and that gap is for grandmother spider to come in and check the quality of the basket and leave again.
Oh, that's
so
cute.
that's how like enshrined with spiders they were in their makings and stuff.
That's cool.
Yeah. Grandmother spider was like a creation myth thing.
Yeah.
There's like myths about like the big Ursa bear constellation was put up by men climbing a spider's web into the sky to like go up there, and like because of the weaving. And I think there's an Ananse story too of Ananse gets given the pot of wisdom and wants to keep it for himself, and then is convinced to strap it onto his back, and it all falls out as he's climbing the tree. So like spiders are quite often wrapped up in that.
Oh, you can imagine like early humans seeing spiders' webs and that being the spark to start weaving.
Yeah.
Yeah. Robert the Bruce famously took
Inspiration from a spider.
spider.
Incy wincy spider climbed up the Robert the Bruce.
So spiders, likely as a clade, as a group, diverged from the other chelicerates about like 350 million years ago.
That's a long time, Ron.
That's pre-dinosaur.
That's before we started recording this.
Yeah. It's a long time ago. That's almost 500 million
Why
years.
did they never get big then? Their legs are too spindly.
No, it's about...
They turned into octopus.
Arthropods, things with exoskeletons, it's quite hard for them to get big because they don't
I'm arthropod.
They don't have... that wasn't good enough. They don't have complex blood
Wait
vessels.
till I make you do a 10-part Patreon series about arthropod.
I want to kill the boy in Sticky Pin.
We've only done 2. It was a big hit.
Was it?
No.
I do think I improved on the format, though, with my selection of things at the end. Anyway, what's winning in that at the moment?
I don't know, Ron. Haven't looked. We haven't got one of those coming up for a while.
Have we not put that out yet?
Yeah, we put the second one out, but we haven't got another one coming up.
Let's have a look, shall we?
No, not right now. We're recording.
Hang on.
A fancy episode all about spiders.
Oh, I don't know how to find it.
No, well, don't worry about it for now.
Ooh, hang on. 350 million years ago. That's pre-dinosaurs.
Yes.
However, so that's when we think that they kind of like shimmied away from the other lads that they were, coming up with. However, oh, there it is. Oh, I have to join to look at it, and I can't do that right now. I could join the podcast and then have to do a shout out for myself.
A big thank you to Ron.
Anyway, but the oldest...
Would be your first positive contribution to this podcast.
Fuck off. Go make a podcast with someone else.
I did. It wasn't successful.
No, neither's this one.
No, the common factor's me.
Yeah.
You and Will should do a podcast together as a control experiment. And then when that one becomes billionaire status, I will finally give up podcasting.
Yeah, but I think that would say less about you and more about misogyny.
Thanks, Ron. That's kind.
The oldest spiders we've ever found.
This is a big bag clip.
Thank you.
Is it for your Jakeman's throat and chest sweeties?
No, it's for anything that needs clipping.
No, I think these sweeties need clipping. Well, my attention span's gone.
Yeah.
Spiders!
I'll start smashing through this. The oldest spiders, though, from about 300 million years ago. Because they've got to diverge, but then when they actually become what we think are true spiders, we think that these ones are true spiders, i.e. make silk and do whatever like spiders do, because they have spinnerets. Spinnerets are the kind of the fingers near the silk hole.
Bum fingers!
That do kind of the weaving.
You've got a cum finger and a bum finger. That's how you know you're a spider. You've got a finger for cum and a finger for bum. That's how you know you're a spider.
You just wrote the
What
song for
about
Sunday.
me? I've only got one finger. Is it for come on your bum? No, it's for pointing at ugly people. Then you are not a spider actually, 'cause to be a spider you need a cum finger and a bum finger. That's how you become a spider. Bum.
Hacha! Do you know what lives rent-free in my brain?
That song?
Do you know the bit in Arrested Development where Michael's trying to get an investment from a guy and they start talking about an old TV show called Sugarfoot and then Michael has to sing along with the theme song. Sugarfoot, oh Sugarfoot, easy loping cattle roping Sugarfoot. And then Michael goes, Hacha! I think about it all the time. Quite often sing it to myself. Anyway, they had the spinnerets that weave the silk as it comes out. We think that the silk in the very early days, because they'd have been ground-based predators hunting through the giant club moss.
Are they all carnivores?
Yes.
Right.
Hunting through the giant club moss and fern forests of
Club moss!
Of the we simply have to progress.
Just raven spiders! Welcome down to Club Moss.
Club Moss?
It's the hottest place in the jungle floor. Club Moss. Hey, you gotta wash your cum finger and your bum finger if you come to Club Moss.
Stop now. It's actually not.
Ron, I'm doing witty banter.
You're talking about cum fingers and bum fingers.
At Club Moss.
Looks kind of like a fern and a pine tree had a baby.
What songs would be playing at Club Moss? The Green Green Grass of Home?
Stronger by Kanye West.
What's that got to do with Club Moss?
There's I could be a black club moss tonight. Referencing a specific lyric in that.
Yeah, okay. I like it. Yeah, it's fine.
The Rolling Stones would play all the time.
Yeah, yeah.
Or maybe they wouldn't, because they gather no club moss.
Tori Amos.
Who's that?
A singer.
Oh God.
Moss Death.
Mick Moss.
Who's that?
Well, that's a joke of Rick Ross. He's a rapper.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Moss Def. Yeah. Moss Stone.
Yes. Good, Ron.
Moss from Friends.
Mossy Mossborn.
And we'll leave it there.
Eclectic music. Club Moss.
Anyway, they think that the silk may have just been like a sort of for protecting their eggs.
Oh, it would have been a rad club too, with everybody wearing silk shirts.
Yes.
Very 80s. Club Mossicana, shirts are free. Pull them out my butt. There's enough for everyone. All that's missing is the buttons. This is a good episode.
Yeah, they think it was either for protecting the eggs, sort of weaving that around them, maybe lining their butters with silk.
They were just living like kings while everybody else was just a gross wombat lying about in the wet. They were living in silk palaces.
Yeah. 300 million years ago.
Yeah, they're like the fucking LA rich kids. Imagine that. Like, oh, I grew up under a log. I lived in a silk palace woven by my father.
And then I went to Club Moss.
Yeah!
Anyway.
Of course they did. Your education was bought and paid for. You were going to be the president's daughter. I'm just thinking of a rich world. Like, think... Come back out of there. What are you doing? Ron, this is the whole point of the podcast. You say stuff and I spin it.
Not on Halloween.
What do you mean?
can't be derailed when there's
There is no rail.
Exactly. So it's really hard to keep derailing us. When we're doing like a lesson or an exam, you derail and I get us back on board where I'm just reading out facts about spiders.
Yeah. I'm having a lovely time.
So the spiders back in these days, we know that they weren't weaving webs. How do we know that? Because they're spinnerets on their tums.
Oh!
So they didn't have a bum or cum fingers, they had tum fingers for a bit.
You got 3 fingers.
No, they still only had 2.
Oh. You got...
Tum fingers and cum fingers. They might not have had cum fingers at that point.
Well, we don't know.
And I gotta Google that.
Is it a cum leg?
They're tiny legs, technically, yeah.
Okay.
But cum legs and bum legs is weird.
Ugh.
Anyway, then, around 250 million years ago, that's when the bum finger evolves. It migrates from tum to bum.
Yeah. And I know that evolution is a spectrum, but it had to feel good, that first spider that had a tum finger long enough to reach around the bum and whip that silk out of there.
I don't think you're imagining this right.
Plugged up with silk, like, and then you can strain your little
No, the silk hole was there as well, I think. And then it all just migrates around.
Do you reckon our bum holes have moved over time?
No.
Imagine we just had to have bum holes up here on our chest, like, just shitting out the front, and then they just slowly move.
Bob Mortimer says that his bum hole is unusually high up his back.
Oh.
He used to sit backwards on the toilet.
That's a lie.
I said that's what he says.
They might have moved. It might just be before the fossil record, Ron.
No, gastrulation is a really important milestone in evolution.
Yeah, but maybe it happened before that.
What, humans' bumholes being on their chests
Yeah.
happened before the fossil record?
Yeah. Maybe. You can't say that it definitely didn't.
I can say it definitely didn't.
You can't. That's the
Humans
whole point of
didn't
science. You can say it's highly unlikely that it did, but you can't say it never did.
No, I can say it definitely didn't.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can.
Science.
You're not smart enough. Anyway, by the Jurassic period, this is when we start seeing sophisticated aerial webs with orb weaver spiders, such as similar to the golden orb spider.
Oh.
Yeah. And it was around this period that the biggest...
Orb weaver spiders. That's a spider that can cut down a tree.
Sorry, roll the track back up. What?
An orb weaver spider. Orb weaver spider.
Oh, it sounds a bit like beaver.
Or beavers. I need to go and do a wee. There's a fun story about spiders that's kind of the same in Islam and Christianity, which I thought was fun. Both of those books feature an instance of a story of, like, I think it's David and Muhammad, and they're hiding from danger, and they hide in a cave, and spiders helpfully, like, cover the entrance of the cave in spiders' webs so that the pursuers coming after them are like, there couldn't be anyone in there because the front is all webbed up.
That's cool.
So spiders being helpful, and that story shows up in both the Quran and the Bible, which is quite fun.
That is fun.
Yeah.
Spiders aren't always fun. Sometimes they bite.
Uh-oh.
Most spiders have venom, basically all of them. However, it's mostly just fine. Most spiders, will, like, it's quite hard for a spider to kill a human because they're not really trying. We're not, like, something that they want to eat, which is mostly what they use their venom for. There's only really, like, three... Now, the source that I was using this kept on contradicting itself, where, like, at first it was just like, yeah, nobody's ever died from a spider bite, and then it started mentioning other things, and it was like, people sometimes die of these. But then it said, worldwide, there are only 2 spider venoms that have impact on humans. But then later on it
Are
said...
they both in Australia?
No, maybe? I don't know. Then it went on to say that there's a few. But the two big ones are widow spiders of black widow fame and recluse spiders, which I thought I'd copied the bit where it told me what a recluse spider was. Oh, recluse spiders are the horrible brown ones that make bits of you die.
Oh.
Yeah.
I wonder if they're widows as in they make widows, like a widow maker, or they are like disgruntled widows, you know? Going around killing people because they're miserable, so why shouldn't you be too?
It comes from the sexual dimorphism and the fact that the female eats the male after mating.
Praying mantis style.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Pretty cool. Black widows are pretty awesome, aren't they?
Yeah, she's got a nice ass.
Yeah, pretty cool. So the widows are one. They produce a condition called latrodectism. And I was like, I'll find out what latrodectism is. And it is...
muscle paralysis.
Well, it's defined as... Latrodectism is the illness caused by the bite of Latrodectus spiders. But the symptoms are pain, muscle rigidity, vomiting, and sweating.
That's what I said, Ron.
What did you say?
Paralysis. Muscle rigidity. Kind of,
yeah, sure. The spider venoms are a mix of various combinations, concentrations of necrotic agents, things that just kill cells, neurotoxins, things that target nerves, and then some of them have other like weird things in them like serotonin and stuff.
So at least you go out happy. What's a black widow hunting then that they need that much venom for? Do they eat bigger things like rabbits and stuff?
No, it'd be for self-defense as well. That's why they've got like the red to say, whoa, slow down, speed racer, I'll bite you. And then the other groups were the funnel web spiders and the wandering spiders of Brazil.
Oh,
that have the bad venom, but anti-venoms have been very, very successful in stopping deaths. And since anti-venom was introduced in Australia, there have been no deaths to funnel web spiders.
Huh.
Yeah.
So as long as you're like near enough to get some anti-venom.
Yeah, you're just fine. Back to you in the studio, Laura.
Oh, do you want my last and favourite myth that I found?
Sure.
So, this myth comes from Ukraine, and there's the legend of the Christmas spider. Because after Halloween, we get to think about Christmas. So, there's like an old folklore story that in ancient times there once was a widow who was living in this old...
A black widow?
No, probably white. Probably in Ukraine. Slavish, I would guess.
Slavish?
Yeah, isn't that like...
Slavic.
I think it can be either.
Okay.
Anyway, and she lives in a shitty old hut with her children. They're very poor, they don't have much. And then one night... Where are you going? What are you doing?
Just wanted some water. I wasn't expecting you to stop. Where's my water bottle?
There, just drink that one. Your water bottle's in the living room, I believe.
Carry on.
One night, the night before Christmas, a few months before Christmas, a pine cone falls to the floor, either in or near the hut, depending on which version of the story you read.
Have I ever told you about friend of the podcast, Amelia's ghost story?
I feel like maybe you have, but I've forgotten it.
It's like she works at a National Trust property, and a pine cone fell off a tree. But like apparently like flew off the tree. But nobody saw it happen. But they just came back and there was like a pine cone far away from a Christmas tree inside. And nobody saw it happen, but they all swear it's a ghost story, and we've tried to just say no, it fell and it rolled.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, they all say it's a ghost story.
Oh, well, they're not worried about ghosts in this. A pine cone falls to the floor and grows into a pine tree. And they're so delighted about the growth of this little itty-bitty pine tree near their poor, shitty peasant hut. And then the tree is grown by Christmas time, and they go to sleep, but the mother is like, children, listen, I know it's Christmas tomorrow, and I know we have a Christmas tree, but we're poor. We don't even have enough money for food, let alone Christmas, okay? And they go to sleep, and the spiders hear the family talking about how poor and sad they are and what a rubbish Christmas they're going to have. And so they weave their webs all over the Christmas tree, and when the children wake up in the morning, the dawn light glints on the dew on the spiders' webs and makes the tree look beautiful. And to this day, Ukrainians still decorate their Christmas tree with spider webs and spider bits. And it might be the origin for tinsel.
Interesting.
As to why we put tinsel on.
That's a lovely story about spiders.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
So they're like a good luck symbol, and you never get rid of one because they bring you good fortune. Because also, after that, they never wanted for anything ever again.
Oh.
I don't really. But that bit. So yeah, in Ukraine, they decorate with spiders and stuff.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
Spider silk, which is the last thing I've researched as well. Silk is made of proteins, Laura. What are proteins made of?
Amino acids.
Very good.
Made in the meanders? Ribosomes?
Ribosomes.
Yes.
A misandrist is someone that hates men.
Yeah. Yep. My ribosomes are misandrists.
Spiders use silk for crazy shit.
Yeah.
They make webs with it, other structures like lining their burrows. They can use it to make a hinge.
A hinge?
A hinge. Sometimes they use it just as glue.
What do you mean a hinge?
Funnel web. A hinge. They make a hinge.
That's advanced.
Yeah. There's a type of, I think it's called like a gladiator spider or something, and it like weaves a web, but then holds it in one hand, and then ka-chas!
Like Spider-Man.
More like a gladiator throwing a net, or like the monkeys from Planet of the Apes.
I've never seen Planet.
Me neither, but I know that they throw nets. They catch Charlton Heston.
Shit. While he was filming.
Yeah.
That's why you shouldn't film on location.
What's mad, right, in that film is he's like a astronaut. He gets in a plane and goes into the space. He lands again, and then there's like monkeys everywhere, and he thinks he's gone to a different planet covered in monkeys. He doesn't find out till the end that it was Earth.
No, because Earth isn't covered in monkeys.
No, but time travel happened and the monkeys took over.
Like in Lightyear.
Yeah.
Have you seen that?
I didn't get it. That was on once, and I was like, am I watching a film from inside the Toy Story universe?
Yeah, you're watching the origin story of Buzz Lightyear as to why there are Buzz Lightyear toys, I think.
No, but in Toy Story there's not space travel.
Oh, okay, maybe it's just the mythology of what the toy is based on.
Yeah, it's like a film that could exist in the Toy Story universe.
Yeah, like maybe Andy watched that film.
Yeah. That was...
It must have looked really realistic to Andy.
Yeah.
Because, especially in Toy Story 1, those characters look way better than him or his family and friends.
Yeah, that would be like if we watched a film and like it was just in crazy high def and you could just like see all their paws and stuff. Horrific. Spiders can use their silk as parachutes or as kind of like to fly.
Wow.
Yeah, the wind will take it off. And they have great control over the way that the silk comes out. They can vary like the thickness of it and like how sticky it is and stuff because they've got their
thumb.
Yeah, because of the cum tum bum.
You got
fingers.
to know when to thumb bum. Know when to come thumb. No more tum thumb, 'cause your bums move to the back.
The protein that's in silk is called spidroin.
Mmm.
Spidroin.
Spidroin.
My spidroin. which is mainly consisting of the amino acids glycine and alanine.
Not T and R then. C. G. A. C. I thought T was one. M. What are the other letters?
Why are you just saying letters?
Aren't those the letters?
No, I've told you that two of them are
that
called...
make up
Why would they be
DNA?
called glycine, alanine, T, C, and M?
No, but don't they have letters that they stand for?
That make up DNA?
Yeah.
Is DNA a protein?
No, it's a recipe for protein.
Yeah, so it's different, isn't it?
Oh. Okay. See, this is why you just have to sing songs, Ron, because when I try and join in on the science, it goes wrong.
Yeah, but I can't just be like, yeah, you're right, because you were wrong.
But you could be kind. You could say, oh, good try, good remembering that DNA has letters, but not in this case, no, Laura.
Because we're not talking about DNA, we're talking about protein.
Which I thought was wrapped up in DNA.
DNA's wrapped around proteins,
Yeah.
but they're more kind of storage.
Okay,
I'm being nice now.
okay. I need a
Charlton
cherry.
Heston really loves the NRA.
Yeah?
Yeah, he loves guns. When the Columbine school
I
massacre...
thought this was leading up to a pun, but it's a fact.
No, when the Columbine school massacre happened, the NRA went there like a couple of days later, and then Charlton Heston said, you'll have to prise them from our cold, dead hands. He's not a good guy.
No.
Is he still alive?
Don't know. Yes. I'm going to guess yes. Ooh.
No.
No.
No, he died in 2008. He was married to Linda Clark from 1944.
Was she Wonder Woman? Probably not. Who was Wonder Woman?
Linda Lohan?
Linda Lusardi? Who's Linda Lusardi? Spiders! Lucy Lawless was
Linda Carter was Wonder Woman.
Oh, who was Charlton Heston married to?
Linda Clark.
Who's Lucy Lawless?
Lucy Lawless is someone else. Oh, Lucy Lawless isn't that Ron Swanson's? Yeah.
Oh, Xena Warrior Princess.
Yeah, who marries Ron
Yes.
Swanson.
Okay. Okay, Ron.
Okay, back to spiders.
No, we've done enough spiders.
Basically, the silk is made out of some stringy bits and some crystals, and then variations of that gives it all of its stuff. Goodbye.
I've really enjoyed this episode, Ron.
Yeah.
It's been loosey-goosey cannons all over this
We're
space.
giddy. We've spent slightly too much time together the last couple of weeks.
No, we've spent like 2 days together in 10.
Yeah, but quite close together.
Christ. Make me feel worse about myself. Well, luckily for you, I won't be here all this week, and the next time
I'll see you on Wednesday, though.
What time are you getting there?
Like 9?
In the morning?
No, 9:30?
I'll be gone.
Oh, we're not seeing you at all then.
I'll see you at Cheerful Airful.
I'll see you on stage and at no
Yeah.
other point.
And not before. Fit. Goodbye, Ron.
Goodbye.
Bum thumbs dismissed. What should we say? It's Halloween. Spookiest mist.
Spookiest mist.
I want to teach you something.